Hey, this is Attorney Walter Rudolph, not the third. I'm with Disability Resolution PA, and what I wanted to go through, and please keep in mind, forgive, there's no backdrop, the lighting's not perfect, there's an AC unit right there, but I'm on vacation in Maine. This is specifically a letter from quite a few Democrats who outline the need for additional legislation for a fourth stimulus. Let's go through what this specifically goes into, and then kind of go from there. Obviously, this was submitted in the March 2021 arena, specifically to President Joseph R. Biden, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, New Washington, D.C., 20500. Now, obviously, when they sent this in, they probably didn't use that address. They probably have a specific thing that they send in, a specific address for communications. Dear President Biden, the letter from all these Democrats, and the Democrats are, just so you know, we got Ron Wyden, Elizabeth Warren, Alex Padilla, Bernard Sanders, Michael F. Bennett, Edward J. Markey, Cory A. Booker, Kirsten Gillibrand, Sherrod Brown, Tammy Baldwin. Here we go. Dear President Biden, as we work together to get much-needed relief to the American families, we appreciate your strong support for direct payments and enhanced unemployment insurance for the millions of families affected by this public health and economic crisis. So there's the buttering up. We urge you to include, here's the ask, we urge you to include recurring direct payments and automatic unemployment insurance extensions tied to economic conditions in your Build Back Better long-term economic plan. This crisis is far from over, and families deserve certainty that they can put food on the table and keep a roof over their heads. Families should not be at the mercy of constantly shifting legislative timelines and ad hoc solutions. So what they're saying here is, we know you're coming out with a really, really big act, but we want you to attach to it recurring payments. So they're not going for the little ask of another stimulus payment. They're going for the big ask of recurring payments. There are several reasons to prioritize both recurring payments and enhanced unemployment insurance. First, these two forms of payments are effective. So, it's the monthly unemployment and then basically recurring payments. So it sounds like they're asking for both of those. Like, here's your unemployment or reemployment insurance, and here's your monthly recurring UBI. First, these two forms of payments are effective together. Unemployment insurance has replaced lost income for millions who have lost their jobs, but millions of others do not qualify for unemployment insurance after seeing their hours reduced, switching to lower-paying jobs, or temporarily leaving for the workforce to care for family members during the pandemic. All accurate statements. Direct payments are crucial for supporting struggling families who aren't reached by unemployment insurance. An Urban Institute study suggests that a single direct payment of $1,200 combined with an extension of enhanced unemployment insurance and other assistance could keep 12 million people out of poverty. And adding a second direct payment could keep an additional 6.3 million people above the poverty line. So you see what they're doing here? They're not saying recurring payments as like a month-to-month thing other than for the unemployment. What they're saying here is, give them a $1,200 check again. And then give them a follow-up $1,200 check, because 12 million plus 6.3 million, totaling 18.3 million people, will likely benefit from that. I think everybody would benefit from that. Nobody's doing great right now. I'm not doing great right now. No one is doing great right now. Second, data shows that direct payments and enhanced unemployment insurance are among the most effective forms of relief available. Not only do these payments help keep families out of poverty, but they act as economic stimulus by increasing spending and supporting jobs. When the CARES Act relief checks ran out, poverty rose, and many families saw spiraling debt. Automatic stabilizers will give families certainty that more relief is coming, allowing them to make the best decisions about how to spend their relief payments as they receive them. Because think about this. If people have a broken car and they can't get to work, and they spend that check on that car, well, guess what? The check is gone now, and they don't have any expectation of a check thereafter next month, which means that they don't have any money other than what they have to go do to earn and work at a place that's not going to pay them for 2 weeks anyway. But if they have two checks, they can fix the car and then use that money, or rather they can go ahead and fix the car and know that they're going to have money for that second check to go ahead and pay for their food. Or they can buy food for that month and put some down payment on the car, and then for the next month continue to pay on that car and buy more food. Which makes sense. Families shouldn't have to worry about whether they'll have enough money to pay for essentials in the months ahead as the country continues to fight a global pandemic. Almost 6 in 10 people say the $1,400 payments set to be included in the rescue package will last them the last 3 months. Will last them less than 3 months. Yeah, because it's only $1,400. Third, recurring direct payments have wide support from both the general public and economic experts. Polling shows 65% of Americans support recurring cash payments for the duration of the pandemic. This includes support from 54% of Republicans and 60% of independents. Economists support the idea too. More than 150 economists recently wrote an open letter supporting automatic stabilizers as part of a strong recovery and warning against repeating mistakes of the Great Recession, my apologies, when an insufficient response led to unnecessary suffering, particularly among low-income workers. As you have said, here's where they're going to stick it to them. Here's where they're going to say, you said, and I haven't read this before. I do these all just, I read them and I give you my thoughts as I'm reading them. This is where they're going to say, you believe in this because you've said that. As you've said, now is the time for boldness. They're putting Biden on the front stage. You said this, you supported this, now you got to come through on this. As you prepare your Build Back Better plan for long-term economic recovery, know that we are ready to work with you in support of recurring direct checks and extended unemployment insurance benefits to support Americans who are still struggling during the pandemic. That was March. April, May, June is where we're at. I think what's going to happen is we're going to start to see this thing have some lines to it, have some shape to it right before the July 4th. And then basically Republicans will eat away at it, and the Democrats will say, oh, the Republicans ruined it, which will hurt the Republicans for July 4th, where they always get a boost of patriotism. And then I think it will transition into post-July 4th holiday when they come back into session. And then at that point, I think what we'll end up with is probably a decision or some sort of fourth stimulus around the middle of July, which is dictated, you guessed, by politics. Which party can hurt the other party the most? By playing politics. And who gets injured the most throughout this process? Not the politicians. The American people. You got it. Anyway, my name is Attorney Walter, if not the third. I'm with Disability Resolution PA. Have a wonderful day. Please remember to leave 5 stars. Please remember to like, subscribe, all those things, and I'll catch you later. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.